Hi there, I'm Greg Lamb, aka the Small Biz Doer with the Slater Group. Here's your cloud accounting update. Let's start with FreshBooks. FreshBooks now has an Accountant Center. The key thing you need to know is at the top of the blog article, and I quote, "Starting today, you can invite your trusted accountant or bookkeeper to create their own Accountant Center, a portal that gives them read-only access to your reports and journal entries whenever they need them." Before, an accountant would either need to get the small business's password information, which is not the best idea, or be added as a paid user, which costed extra money. And to be clear, the accountant won't get access to the entire FreshBooks file, just the reports and the ability to export journal entries. If you want to word it another way, FreshBooks is now offering the ability to add a user with read-only access for free. FreshBooks also updated its iPad and iPhone apps with a new interface. Additionally, the mobile app's receipt capture functionality has been improved to provide clearer images. QuickBooks Online also has mobile updates as it released a new universal iOS app that works both on the iPad and the iPhone. The app is supposed to be a lot faster as well, and in my brief testing, the apps indeed seem to be snappy. I should point out that while it is a universal iOS app, the functionality is not entirely the same, with the iPad having a couple more things like some reports and a register that the iPhone doesn't. Moving on to Zoho Books, it has made an update to its recurring invoices that now lets them be auto-charged. Either the business owner or the customer can enter the credit card information in order to set up the auto billing. This is a neat little update that makes invoicing through Zoho Books all that much better. Switching focus to Xero made its US Payroll API generally available. It only covers the 7 states that Xero currently offers native payroll functionality for, and not all data is accessible, but it's a start. Xero also has a new depreciation report. In addition, the existing account transactions report now lets you select multiple accounts at a time. These are fairly minor improvements, and I wouldn't normally mention them, but it is a part of Xero's big revamp of its reporting functionality, which will bring better layout and customization in the end. So it's good news to see this continuous improvement. Lastly, Xero has been trying to make direct connections to banks instead of using the third-party service Yodlee for bank feeds. You see, most banks are behind the times in terms of giving access to your information, so even if the online accounting software is ready for the data, they just can't get it directly from the bank in most situations. That's why there is a service like Yodlee, who acts as a middleman between banks and accounting software. Yodlee stores a user's bank credentials and then logs in, screen scrapes the data, and then passes that data on to the accounting software. While some banks work with Yodlee, most don't, so this practice can be both unreliable and against the terms of service agreements with the banks. So at first glance, Xero starting to provide direct access to your bank data sounds like good news, as direct should be more reliable, as well as not having the legal and security issues of giving a third-party service like Yodlee your bank credentials. So recently, Xero set up direct feeds with NatWest and RBS, which are both banks in the UK. These direct bank feeds come at a cost of £350 per month, which is almost $6 US. Registering for the direct connection requires a paper application that can take a couple weeks to process. That's a far cry from the near instant gratification provided by a Yodlee bank feed. To boot, updates to the direct bank feed happen once a day, instead of on a real-time basis. So, Xero received a lot of backlash from customers who are currently using the freely provided Yodlee service with little issues. What Xero's customers weren't aware of is that the Yodlee bank feed service cost money as well, but Xero has been eating the cost. With the direct bank feeds, Xero is passing on those costs to the customer. However, to customers, being forced to move to the paid direct service seems like a lot of money for little benefit. Xero had initially mandated that all new customers would have to use the new direct bank feed, and existing customers had a year to switch. Xero quickly changed that. Now, customers will have the choice of using the free, the Xero subsidized Yodlee feed, or the paid direct feed. So it's good that Xero has modified its initial stance to give users a choice, but it's also sad that we're still at this place in cloud accounting where it's difficult or costly to get access to our digital information. As a user, ideally you want all your digital information to be connected, and you don't want to pay extra for those connections. After all, you're already paying for your online accounting software and your banking. I should also mention that bank feeds are only the start. Ideally, you would want to also do things like be able to pay bills and receive funds directly from your accounting software. Right now, we have a bunch of add-on services or workarounds, some that work quite well, but it's definitely not as seamless and cost-effective as it could be. And that's it for this cloud accounting update. You can find links to all the topics discussed in the description. I'm Greg Lamb, aka the Small Biz Doer with the Slater Group, and I'll catch you in a couple weeks.